everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie. Today's video we are doing the plan with me for Gather Around Homeschool's Artist Unit, and this is one that we've been wanting to do for a couple of years. We ran out of time last year and we're just doing about 3 weeks, so we might I might read a couple of lessons in a day, and then they'll just do the first 2 pages. My daughter was really like, we're not skipping this one again. So I was happy to make sure that we had the time to do it this year. And I'm just thrilled because I think it's an awesome one. It's been lots of fun thus far. The first thing that I do, I always say, is I usually make a banner for my kids. Now, I'm not going to be able to show you it all in one, but I found these really old style drawings of artistic thing, and I just thought it was so much fun. Every child is an artist it's a saying from Picasso. Not my favorite artist, but it is an artist who said it, so yeah, whatever. I did things a little bit different because this is our last unit, and so because of that I changed it up a little bit as far as what I normally do for the kids reading assigned readers, because it's like almost summer. Everyone's kind of getting to that point where we're just like, I don't know if I want to keep going, and so I figured that this is a really good unit to do because there's just more fun, more things to look at, more videos you can watch, that sort of thing. And so instead of assigned readers, I chose to include 6, it's assigned 6 paintings or drawings that the girls do, 1 from each of the books that I am showing. These are ones where they're teaching you how to do various step-by-step paintings. And so I just said, girls, I want you guys to pick one painting or drawing thing, and I want you to work on that and then hand that in instead. So 6 of them from each book. So this one is Paint Watercolors That Dance with Light. So this is one that I wanted them to work on. Fast Fun Flowers in Acrylics. This one is Watercolor Botanicals. Painting landscapes, and mommy does landscapes, so this one was definitely one I was going to do. Leonardo da Vinci's sketchbook. So this one also goes through, and I'll just try and open it for you. Kind of gives you a drawing that he did and is asking you to copy it. You know, keep or learn from the master, as it were. Trying to find the one. There's a couple that are like just gorgeous. So I am going to try and do this with the girls. It kind of depends on my time, but so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So these ones are color your own Monet impression. So it's slightly drawn for you, and then you can fill in. I said they could use watercolors or pencil crayons or whatever, but with this style I figured this was a better option than just picking a Van Gogh and saying go for it, or a Monet and saying go for it. Another thing that we are doing is the Professor Noggin's History of Art card game. I thought that would be a fun one to do. I'm just picking them off of this magazine rack that I have here because I forgot to do it before. So I'm just doing. So this one is a Metropolitan Museum of Art. So it's just got lots of pictures of different arts that are art pieces that are in a museum. Nice. This is the one that I thought I might do with Mr. Darian to help him be kind of in the mood. He is interested in painting, which is a lot of fun for his mama. It's just very random though, where he will find a video that has a painting on it from a cartoon. The Oddbods is the one where he did this, and so he'll freeze the frame on the computer, he'll have me come and I'll look at it, and he goes, go get it on the computer, get a picture. And so one of them was the Mona Lisa. This was the one that I found that had the most pixels, so when you print it, it doesn't look like a big pixely mess. And so then he was like, I'm gonna do this one's for mommy. And so I was like, okay, whatever. And so then he painted this, and everyone's like, well, how much did you do? And I do help him with like some of the marks sometimes. Like he'll sometimes do a little bit off perspective, and I will help him with that, but for the most part he does this. And then I wasn't allowed to leave the table until I had done mommy's side, so it was quite humorous. But it's those types of things that are just fun to see him interact with, and he's found a few different ones. So I thought he might actually enjoy being a part of the artist unit. And this is a sticker book of impressionists, and you just fill in the frames with the stickers. And so I figured if there's anything that caught his eye, we could actually paint with him. The Renaissance. So masterpieces of art. I'm sorry, my light is kind of shining on this. But these ones, again, just are great picture books for my kids to look at. Yeah. No, I'm always, yeah, there it is, Mona Lisa. I'm always afraid to open art books sometimes because it might not be a good one. So for Read Aloud, we are still doing our apologetics read aloud. More focused on that. With art, I figured I could read a number of different books, but the first one that we actually did end up reading was Dave the Potter, Artist, Poet, and Slave. It's about a slave who made pottery. There we go. Find your words, Jamie. He made pottery, and then he would actually write poetry on the outside and sign his name or put the date. And so that's how they have been able to recognize that this was the same potter, and just like amazing things. So the pots that he made have survived history and tell the story of just slavery and what that looked like. And for him, he was actually quite blessed, because to be able to read and write was not a normal, typical thing for a slave. It was like, well, if we educate them, they might, you know. And then also having a skill such as being a potter, and he could make big pots that most people wouldn't. So he had a lot of skill and amazing story. And so that's one that I wanted to read to the kids, because art doesn't happen, you know, always in the best of circumstances. So another thing that they talk about in art is the ballet book, My Girls Take Dance. I think they're mostly into hip hop. This year is going to be the year that we're sticking with hip hop. So I think that that's going to be their thing. But they did take a lyrical class and musical theater. And so I wanted to include a book like this. This one was my pick because I grew up in Ontario, Canada, and the Group of Seven was a big influence when I was learning about art and painting and stuff like that. I didn't really realize who they were until I was in school in Alberta, but I was like, I recognize those places because I grew up there, right? So it's lots of fun to see. I'm just trying to find, because they have lots of pictures of, not paintings, just of the scenery, because it's on the Canadian Shield, so it's on a rocky edge, if you will, around Hudson's Bay. If you know your geography, you know, but there's a huge bay in the middle of Canada, and all of that area is on like bedrock. And so if you try and build a house with most houses are built on a floor. What is that called? Brain work. It's not basements, it's just a slab put on, because to dig a basement is a lot of work. And so but just different paintings from that region I thought was a lot of fun, and I really wanted my kids to hear that part of my life as well. This one I got from our local library that was selling it, and I thought that would be fun. But looking at pictures, an introduction to art for young people. So again, it's just, what's in the museum? What does it look like? So this one might be one that I actually read aloud some out of. I probably won't read out everything, but yeah. Women Artists A to Z. This is another one that I thought I might take some reads from. I might take some excerpts from. There we go. So L is for line, Carmen Herrera. There we go. Can't read it upside down or backwards. S is for Spider, Louise Bourgeois. Alice Neal is U is for Unique. So this one is kind of a fun one as well. Born Curious. This one I included as a part of art, which is, you know, it's a stretch for some people, but it's 20 girls who grew up to be awesome scientists. Now, the reason why I included this, even though this is science versus art, is a lot of science is intermingled with art. So one of some of the greatest things that have been discovered were discovered by science and then was created or inspired artists to create something out of it. So the Van Gogh painting of Starry Night Sky, there's math in that, there's science in that, and everyone who looks at that painting from those perspectives are like, he was a genius, because in his crazy he saw things that most people didn't, and it had a scientific basis or a mathematic basis. And I don't know if he necessarily recognized that that was what was going on, but I love that they kind of intersect and overlap. So another one is what instrument is this? Because music is also a big part of art. And so I've been introducing my children to some composers and that sort of thing. And so I'm really thrilled about that. And then I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but the Art Renewal Center is a group, an organization, maybe down in the States, that has a international salon, you know, Art Renewal Center salon, where you can send your paintings in, and they have this contest that you get money and influence from. But the main purpose of the Art Renewal Center is they want to renew art, because they looked at the art world as it is now and just recognized not just the corruption, but it was, you know, these paintings that are selling for millions of dollars, and they don't actually have any intrinsic value. Somebody has put value on it with their flowery words or their version of what they think is valuable because this person is popular, whatever the case may be. And the Art Renewal Center went, no, we think that there should be, like Da Vinci and Monet and some of these others, there should be some sort of litmus test. Again, is that a word? I don't know if I'm saying that right. There is a word there. But there should be a standard of beauty, and it shouldn't be, I threw cans of paint at a wall and now look what I've created and everyone will give me lots of money for doing it. If they can do that, yay for you. But it doesn't say anything, it doesn't speak anything, it's not beautiful, right? And so those are the things that those are the things that the Art Renewal Center wanted to bring in. And so with this book, I won't open them because there is some nudity paintings in this, so I don't want to, like, your internet. But I do have a couple of these catalogs because I really wanted to show the kids that not everything is this abstract, you know, and like I said, there are individuals who really enjoy that, and all the power to them. But I wanted to show that to the kids that some artists are actually the old style, right? The ones that were creating things based on emotions and feelings and trying to say something, and it wasn't just, you know, you can take whatever you want out of the art that is being produced, and it's okay to have an objective idea or thought of this is good and this is not good. And so I'm very, very much thrilled by the fact that there are, I'm going to try and find the animal ones because those ones are usually pretty safe. And I mean, still life. There's some still life. There's some skulls, but this stuff is being created today in a world where, you know, the expectation isn't necessarily look at how beautiful this is, right? And I can't find the animals. Why can I not find the animals? Oh, there's some landscapes. There we go. No, it's just there's some things that are very good. So I have a couple of those catalogs that I wanted to share with the girls so that it doesn't, like when we're talking about art in general, we're not talking about, well, art is now dead. Like really good art is not dead. And it's so funny seeing it from my kids' perspective because they're surrounded by mommy's art and painting. And so there's this like they don't look at artists as anything special or anything like cool or neat because they've always had it, right? But I wanted to show to them that, yeah, no, it's the new stuff is not all, you know, this abstract stuff. So anyway, the great thing about this artist unit is if you're not an artist and you're not a potter or a painter or whatever, they talk about so many different, I'm just trying to find the, no, they don't have one. All right, but they talk about so many different things like novelists and singers and architects and photographers and actors and sculptures and short stories. And so they talk about all sorts of things, composers. It's not poets. They're not just talking about artists, painters, right? So I hope that this video has been encouraging to you, that you're like, oh, I would love to do that, or the artist unit, I was worried about it, I'm not sure. It's a great one, especially to do towards the end of your school year, because yeah, it's fun to just be drawing and creating and painting and doing these things that you haven't maybe had a chance to do all summer. I take a lot more relaxed pace. We're still doing some things like IEW and stuff, but not as much, not pushing to get anything done. We finished some of our lessons, our books, which feels really, really good when you're like, okay, that's done. We're finished that until next September. So I'm just really enjoying this one. So I hope that you'll give it a chance if you're thinking about it. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Have a wonderful week and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.